I boarded the last train home, exhausted from a day that never seemed to end. The carriage was quiet, just the rhythmic clatter of the wheels and the gentle sway of the seats. I rested my head against the cold glass window and closed my eyes, promising myself it would only be for a moment. When I opened my eyes again, everything had changed. The gentle humming lights had twisted into a sickly shade of red, flickering like dying embers. The air tasted stale and burned, tinged with smoke and rust. My heart skipped. I sat up straight, gripping the edge of the seat. I wasn't alone anymore. Across from me sat passengers, silent and unmoving, their faces obscured by shadow, bodies rigid as mannequins. They didn't move, didn't breathe. A thick, black fog curled around their ankles, seeping slowly across the floor toward me. The train's speakers crackled to life, a distorted voice hissing words I couldn't understand, like whispers clawing at my ears. I stumbled to my feet, rushing toward the doors between carriages. The handle burned my hand, blistering hot, but desperation forced me through. Each carriage I entered was worse than the last. Walls charred, seats torn and smeared with ash, passengers growing more twisted and grotesque. Through cracked windows, landscapes of scorched earth and twisted trees whipped by, bathed in a crimson twilight. The train seemed alive, pulsing, breathing, feeding off my fear. In the last carriage, the lights finally gave out, plunging me into complete darkness. I could hear breathing, wet, heavy, inches behind my neck. I squeezed my eyes shut, whispering prayers I thought I'd forgotten. The brakes screamed. The doors slid open. I fell onto the platform, gasping, eyes flying open to familiar surroundings, the station I'd boarded at. Everything looked normal. A woman glanced at me oddly as she stepped onto the waiting train, checking her watch. My own watch read exactly the time I first boarded, 11:47 p.m. Shaken, I stumbled home, desperate for rational explanations. As I stepped through the door, my phone buzzed with a news alert. My breath froze at the headline. Breaking. Midnight train derails. No survivors. Tragedy strikes commuters. The date was tomorrow.